Rodri on his way out too, Dharmesh.
Let's make this clear, first of all, from Manchester City's perspective, they want to keep Rodri. They want to tie him down to a new contract. Now, throughout this summer, we do know the talk has been he's into the final year of his contract. Will he sign a new deal, or will Manchester City cash in the final window that they realistically can cash in? Real Madrid appear to be the likely destination for Rodri, but now another club has come in with interest, and it's not just any club, because Real Madrid know all about this one. It's Barcelona, and Barcelona have entered the fray to try and sign Rodri. If he doesn't sign a new contract at Manchester City and then Man City decide that they are going to sell, it's thought that Barcelona have got a degree of confidence that he might choose Barcelona over Real Madrid. If you go back to the World Cup, he was a captain of that World Cup Spanish team. 8 Barcelona players were in that squad as well, so he will know a lot of that squad, will Rodri. Having said all of that, the ball is still in City's court in one way, because regardless of whether he signs a new contract or not, he still is under contract for another year. So it's going to be up to Manchester City to decide, do we keep him and forego a transfer fee and then allow him to go for free next summer? But as it stands, it's Real Madrid and Barcelona who want Rodri, and because they both want him, it's going to put the price up, because now suddenly City could play both clubs against each other.
But Michael, numbers being talked about are between 43 and 51 million pounds. This is a Ballon d'Or winner. This is, as Dharmesh says, the World Cup winning captain. He's worth 3-4 times that. Why would City sell him for peanuts?
They won't want to. I mean, Enzo Maresca, when he joined Manchester City, he's got a very tough job on his hands replacing, many people feel, one of the greatest of all time. And what a job you've got anyway. And to have it without Rodri, that is tough. And you'd feel with Enzo Maresca, knowing Enzo Maresca, like we're getting to know him from his Chelsea days, I'm sure Rodri would have been in conversation when those talks took place. And I'd be really surprised if they didn't say to him, of course you're going to have Rodri. For me, it would need Rodri to tell Enzo Maresca and Manchester City, I want to go now. Because for me, a Rodri-less Manchester City next season is going to be very tough.
We're talking about the pricing, though, Mike.
Yeah, go on.
Manchester City could point towards Newcastle United selling Bruno Guimaraes for £75 million. Two differences, though. Bruno Guimaraes is 28, he's going to be 29 later on this year. Rodri has just turned 30, and I know people go on about when a player turns 30.
You don't stop being a good player if you're
I
over
completely
30.
agree with that, but he has entered the final year of his contract.
Yeah. So why wouldn't City hang on and go, do you know what? Give us another year, win us the title, away you go. Because it's not enough money to sell him now,
But
surely.
that is a decision that they're going to have to make. Would they be willing to forego, say it is 50 or 60 million pounds for one more year of Rodri? That's going to be a decision that's not only going to be down to Enzo Maresca, because he will say, I want Rodri to stay and start my new era. But ideal scenario from a club's perspective, they want Rodri not only to start Enzo Maresca's era, they want him to be there for years to come. Yeah, they want him to sign a new contract. They want to tie him down for a bit longer.
Andy Amonde from RB Leipzig, a huge deal worth up to £120 million, 107 million guaranteed. We get this a lot now on the transfer show. Guaranteed, straight fee, £107 million. Now, we've spoken about him before, PSG, Liverpool, Arsenal, City. Every top club has watched this player, but he is going to Real Madrid, and we look at who Real Madrid have signed. Bernardo Silva, we know very well. Ibrahima Conte, Denzel Dumfries, and of course Marco Correa, we know. The most expensive African player of all time, second most expensive teenager after Mbappe going to PSG. And he had a trial at Chelsea in 2023, what might have been.
And they said, don't want him.
Well, yeah, I mean, trials can be difficult. But you see there, I mean, look at the players on show there. Mbappe, obviously now at Real Madrid, got booed a lot, didn't he, last season? We'll see how he gets on next season. Jude Bellingham, of course, Real Madrid. There's a bit of a theme here, a Real Madrid theme. But it's a big deal for Real Madrid and huge trust in, obviously, Jose Mourinho as well. And I'm so intrigued to see Real Madrid under Jose next year.
Dharmesh, is it me? But this seems like a lot of money for a player who isn't proven.
It might just be you.
It might be me.
No. What I would say is two things. Market forces will dictate a price, number one, but also when people say, right, this player is worth this much, so this player has to be worth this much, and we're going to compare. There is an element of that. But then what you also got to take into consideration is how much is the player worth to RB Leipzig, how he performed for that particular club, and what amount of money is it going to take for them to replace somebody like Yan Diomande. So they will say, this guy is the jewel in our crown at the moment, so that is going to dictate part of our pricing. And when I say market forces as well, Michael mentioned it there. This wasn't a one-horse race. This wasn't just Real Madrid going for him. There were loads of other teams around European football, big clubs, Liverpool, PSG. It looked like all the money he was going to end up there. They were all interested in Yan Diomande. And when you have clubs like Liverpool, PSG, Real Madrid, all interested in the same player, the selling club they're rubbing their hands because they're thinking, well, we can play these clubs off each other. It can almost become an auction. We can put this price as high as we want to make it. And so they ensured it was going to be a record sale for that football club. As Michael mentioned there, the biggest sale biggest transfer fee for an African player as well. And it could rise to £120 million.
But Darms, it's costing them a fortune. They've just extended Vinny Jr.'s contract. Where's he going to play?
Well, he can play with Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. I think Real Madrid...
What, on the right, you mean?
Yeah, he can play on both wings. I just wonder whether Real Madrid might have been putting a little bit of pressure on Vinicius Jr. as well from their side. They could have said to Vinicius Jr., we want you to stay, OK? And if you sign a new contract, you're going to be a mainstay of this team. We see you on your favoured left side. We see Kylian Mbappe down the middle. And we've got this young kid coming from RB Leipzig, 19 years old, quite raw, but he has got a really high ceiling. He can play on the right-hand side. If you don't sign a new contract, what shall we do? Well, this kid we're bringing in, he can play on the left side as well. You might find your game time a little bit limited. I wonder whether those conversations might have been mooted around Vinicius Jr. just to add that little bit of pressure. But it is clear that they brought in Yan Diomande to play alongside Vinicius Jr.
Yeah, you're not going to pay that
Kylian,
much to sit him on the bench, are you?
100%.
Will we see Barcelona now really aggressively go for Rodri now? We know that rivalry.
Well, they clearly want him. But, I mean, we're talking different positions. Real Madrid definitely want Rodri. That looked like a one-horse race earlier on in this transfer window. Sorry, two-horse race. It was going to be out of them and Manchester City. But now Barcelona are banging it.
All right, let's stick with midfielders.